Imagine walking into a building with only one entrance and one exit. Every single corner is monitored by high-definition security cameras. There are over 200 people surrounding you. Music is blaring, and you are having the best night of your life. You are seen on camera entering the bar. You are seen laughing with your friends, and you are even caught on film talking to strangers near the entrance. But when the lights go up and the bar closes, you are nowhere to be found. 200 people walk out of that exit, but you aren't one of them. You didn't leave through the front, you didn't leave through the back, and you didn't leave through the roof. In a matter of seconds, you simply cease to exist inside a concrete box. This isn't a scene from a Hollywood horror movie. This is the bone-chilling reality of Brian Shaefer. On April 1st, 2006, in Columbus, Ohio, Brian, a dedicated 27-year-old medical student, went out to celebrate the start of spring break. He was a man with a bright future, a girlfriend he was about to propose to, and a family he loved dearly. The security footage from the ugly tuna bar is the last evidence of his existence. It shows him riding the escalator up at 1:15 a.m. It shows him outside the bar entrance at 1:55 a.m. talking to two young women. He waves goodbye, turns around, and walks back into the bar. That was the last second Brian Shaefer was ever seen by a human eye or a camera lens. When the bar closed, his friends waited outside, but Brian never appeared. They called his phone, but it went straight to voicemail. His car was still parked in the same spot. His apartment was completely undisturbed. The engagement ring he had bought for his girlfriend was still sitting in his dresser drawer. The police conducted one of the most massive searches in Ohio history. They reviewed every single frame of footage from every camera in the surrounding blocks. If Brian had stepped even 1 foot outside that building, a camera would have caught him, but the cameras showed absolutely nothing. Later, the building was literally torn apart during a renovation, searching for a body behind the walls or under the floorboards. They found nothing. No blood, no clothes, no DNA. How does a 6-foot-tall man vanish in a room full of witnesses? Before we move into the next case, which involves a family moving like robots, I have a question for you. Do you believe it's possible for someone to voluntarily disappear and never be found, or do you think something supernatural happened inside that bar? Drop your wildest theories in the comments below. I read every single one. And if you're new to Vantage Elite, make sure to hit that subscribe button because we are just getting started. Now, we move from a crowded city bar to the desolate, silent mountains of Oklahoma. This is the case of the Jamison family, Bobby, Sherilyn, and their 6-year-old daughter, Madison. In October 2009, the family drove into the San Bois Mountains to look at a 40-acre plot of land. They wanted a fresh start, a place to build a home away from the chaos of the world. But the mountains had other plans. 8 days after they were reported missing, hunters found their pickup truck abandoned on a remote, dusty road. What the police found inside the truck was a puzzle that only led to more questions. The family's dog, Macy, was locked inside, starving and weak, but miraculously alive. Their cell phones, their IDs, and their jackets, which they absolutely needed for the freezing mountain nights, were all left behind. But the most shocking detail was an envelope containing $32,000 in cash sitting right on the front seat. If this was a robbery, why was the money untouched? If they were going for a short hike, why did they leave their dog in their protection? The mystery took a terrifying turn when investigators checked the surveillance footage from the Jamisons' own home security system. The video shows the family packing the truck on the morning they disappeared, but they weren't acting like a family excited about a new adventure. They moved in a silent, mechanical trance. They didn't speak a single word to each other. They would walk to the truck, drop a bag, stand perfectly still, staring into space for several seconds, as if they were listening to a voice no one else could hear, and then turn around and walk back. The lead sheriff described it as a zombie walk. They looked like they were being controlled by something external, like puppets on a string. Then there is the last photo. Found on Bobby's phone, it shows little Madison standing alone in the woods. She isn't crying, she isn't smiling, she looks hollow, staring directly into the lens with a blank expression that haunts investigators to this day. 4 years later, their remains were finally found, just 3 miles from where the truck was abandoned. They were lying side by side, face down in the dirt. Because of the extreme decomposition, the medical examiner could not find a single cause of death. Was it a drug deal gone wrong? Or was it something much darker? Sherilyn had claimed their house was possessed by multiple spirits. Whether it was a collective mental breakdown or something truly paranormal, the Jamison family remains a symbol of mountain horror. If you're enjoying this deep dive, give this video a thumbs up. Our final case takes us to the flat, open prairies of Minnesota. There are no mountains to hide in here and no crowded bars to get lost in. This is the disappearance of Brandon Swanson. It was May 14th, 2008. Brandon was 19 years old, heading home after celebrating the end of his college semester. It was nearly 2 a.m. when he accidentally drove his car into a ditch on a rural gravel road. He wasn't hurt, just stuck in the mud. He called his parents, and his father, Brian, immediately hopped in his truck to go pick his son up. For the next 47 minutes, father and son stayed on the phone together. Brandon described his surroundings. He saw lights from a nearby town and decided to walk toward them while his father drove around, flashing his own headlights, trying to find him. They were talking like any other night. Brandon wasn't panicked. He was just frustrated. He told his dad he could hear the sound of water nearby and that he was crossing a fence to get to the lights. Then, at 2:54 a.m., in the middle of a sentence, Brandon suddenly shouted one word, "Oh!" and the line went dead. That was it. No scream, no sound of a struggle, no car tires screeching, just a sharp realization. His father tried calling back over and over, but every single call went straight to voicemail. The police were called, and a massive search began. They found Brandon's car exactly where he said it was, but there was no sign of the boy. Search dogs were brought in, and they picked up his scent instantly. They followed the trail for several miles through the dark fields, right to the edge of the Yellow Medicine River. Most people assume he fell into the water and drowned, but the dogs didn't stop at the bank. They waded through the water and picked up his scent again on the other side. Brandon had made it across. He was still walking. The dogs followed the trail for several more miles into the middle of a massive, empty cornfield, and then the scent just vanished. It didn't lead to a road, it didn't lead to a vehicle, it just stopped in the middle of a wide-open field under the moonlight. Brandon Swanson walked into the darkness and never walked out. Was that, the sound of him seeing something he couldn't explain? These 3 stories share one terrifying truth. You don't have to be in a dangerous city to disappear. All it takes is 1 second, 1 camera blind spot, 1 mechanical trance, 1 final word, and you are gone from this world forever. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the unknown. If you have a theory about what happened to Brian, the Jamisons, or Brandon, I want to hear it in the comments. We read every single one. And if you want more mysteries that science cannot explain, check out our other videos on the screen right now. This is Vantage Elite, signing off. Stay safe, stay curious, and always keep your eyes on the road.